Did you make a mistake while cross-stitching? Time to rip it out. Hey, it's Sarithre, and today I have just a short little video for you today. I was writing this month's website article because I write an article every month for my website about cross-stitch, and this month my patrons voted to talk about frogging. What is frogging? That's when you make a mistake and you have to rip it out. Rip it. Rip it? You get the idea. Whether you're ripping out stitches because you made a counting mistake, whether you stitched in the wrong color or just want to try a different color, or maybe you picked up an old whip and decided to reuse that fabric for something else entirely and need to get rid of the progress that you had made on it previously. Whatever you decide to do, there's a few different ways to do it, so let's go over some of the options that you have. I've made a little swatch here, and I'm going to go through a couple of different ways that I like to frog my projects. If you've made a mistake in your cross stitch and you haven't yet finished your thread, and you only need to go back a few stitches, one way to do it is by stitching backwards. I use the eye of the needle, that way I'm not accidentally piercing the thread, and you can do this from the back as well. Just go back in the last hole that the thread is coming out of. And then you can easily re-stitch your stitch in the right place. Now if you need to go back a little bit farther, one way to do it is to take it off of your thread entirely and gently pull up from the front of the thread. Just the top leg gently pulling. That way you can still reuse this thread once you're done. Now you'll notice that the thread will get a little bit curly. That's okay. If you rethread and start stitching like this, it'll be just fine. But if it bothers you, you can grip it between your nails and pull it out, and it's straightened right back up. Now if you have tied off entirely and you have a mistake to fix, you can go in with some scissors, and so that you're not worried about cutting the fabric, just do the top leg of your stitch. Hook it underneath. This is really hard to do while filming. And just snip the top leg. And then you can take your needle like before and start unstitching backwards. If you pull from the back, you've got those tails, and you can stitch over them when you stitch the remaining stitches. Oh, I am way off camera. Once you've pulled the ratty threads to the back, you can either try to rethread your needle with the tiniest threads ever, or you can use a needle threader. Instead of threading your needle, you're tucking in the needle threader under a few of the stitches in the back, then passing those stray threads forward and then pulling them through. That way they're secured. Looks like I missed one. I can just go do it again. This is hard to do while holding it at a distance to hold it under a camera. But there you go. Now it's all secure and you can keep stitching. Another way to do things is by using a seam ripper. Just like before, you could chop just the top leg, that way you're not worried about the fabric. It's best if you use one with a thin head so that you can easily fit underneath stitches. You can do both legs or just the top leg. Like before, you'll want to pull the threads in the back as well to fully rip them out. Or you can pull it out from the front. So again, you just want to rip all the little legs until you have a little fluff. And then you can use tweezers or just your hands to pull out anything that's already been trimmed until you're left with just the one that's going into the back. At that point, just like before, you can pull that last leg. You may have to feel around to figure out which thread it is. But you can pull that back and secure that just like we did before with the needle threader. Now, I'll do this once again, just in case I was off camera. You can either go through the full cross, catching both legs, or you can just do one, whatever's more comfortable to you. And you can rip through several stitches or pull them out one at a time. And then you can either pull them out by hand with tweezers, or sometimes you can use tape to make sure every last little fluffy bit gets caught. Pull that last stitch to the back, and you've got a fresh canvas to work with. One more way to fix mistakes is by stitching over them. The stitch is in the right place, but it was supposed to be a different color. Just stitch right over it. A lot of times you won't be able to tell from a distance, and most people are not looking close enough to be able to point it out. So if you've just got a few stitches, don't fret. Just stitch right over it. Tie off and move on. There you have it, a few different ways that I have used to fix mistakes or undo stitches. Hopefully I got them all on camera right, and I don't have to redo this. Alright, I hope that helped. These are not the only ways to go about frogging, but they are some of the most common, so hopefully it gives you a start for you to experiment and find out which way works best for you. As with all things in cross-stitch, it's all very personal, so what works for one person may not work for the next. Just keep trying and you'll find your preferred method sooner or later. Whatever you decide to do next, keep creating. Even if that means having to rip everything out and starting over. That's just part of the craft.